Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast with myself, your host, Edgar De Jesus. And yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas. This week, you guys already made me break. Freaking John over there with that making faces. This week, we talk about the Western show experience, and we finish answering Mark's questions on starting in the pool industry. I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and trading in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our sponsors for this podcast, the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, poolinvoice.com, and Blu-ray XL. We want to thank them for their continued support. Zach, good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, there it is, huh? We're already
Play
off
it,
to a
John.
great.
Play it, John. Play it closer to the mic. Okay. Full exposure here to everybody that's listening. So right before we go through our ritual of kind of chatting and kind of prepping and doing our mic checks and stuff like that, I was having a problem and I go, let me drop and then we'll kind of reconnect. And then I accidentally hit record and we left the video up. So go check it out on Facebook or at YouTube and you will catch Zach's laugh like this. Play it, John.
That was no laugh. That was my fear yell.
That was sheer fear right
Yeah.
there.
But that to me sounds like the penguin from Batman.
I don't know what happened. I don't know.
You look
where
at
that
Zach,
came
right?
from.
And he's like, manly man, right? Big, long beard, right? Hardcore.
That is gonna become the next like perfect meme, John. We're gonna start the Pool Nation Awards, and we're gonna start the Pool Nation Awards, and it's Zach's voice. Zach, welcome
it's
back.
nice to be back. It's nice to be back. Nice to be back with you guys now that you're back from your vacation. I heard it was a really just a relaxing time over there, low stress, not a lot going on. But
Exactly.
in seriousness, it sounded like an awesome show, and I'm bummed that I didn't make it this year, but definitely next year I'm going to be there. So can't wait to hear more about it.
It was a great show, huh, John?
It was great. I'm just pissed. I mean, we haven't talked to Zach and done a video in like God knows how many. He literally has a 42-second good morning.
He's got a 42.
Yeah. So I'm a little bummed. So for me, I'm just glad I missed him dearly. We did have a great time, but we felt like something was missing, and it was you, brother. But we know we stayed home for a great reason. And next year, we're looking forward to having you there because we did have a hell of a time. And it was crazy. I mean, the turnout was amazing. Over 9,000 people that showed up to the show, which was badass. And I think there was over 4,000 people that signed up and took classes. Edgar and I, little show that we did. We did our classes, and I think it went really well. I enjoyed the hell out of it, and talking to people, and having heart-to-heart conversations with each and every one of you that came up and talked to us. Was genuine, asked questions, and I think we made some progress. We met some people, made some contacts, networked. Overall, it was a situation. I mean, in my point of view. So I look forward to many more of them.
Yes, definitely. Excuse me. That was a great show. We hit it on a lot of things that I didn't even expect that were going to happen, John, but they happened.
I also got exercise in too. I never thought
I'm never going to hear the end of this one, Zach.
Right? I didn't think I would have had a chance to work. I got cardio in, and it was unexpected, but I came through. I pulled through for Team Pool Nation. It was, I think I ran, I don't know,
He
about
did the
2
relay.
miles. Yeah.
You're going to have to explain.
So John, Zach, just to let you know, he literally ran like maybe 200 meters over to the hotel and then came back, because it's like right next to the thing. But he came back like cussing at me, like, I don't run for anybody.
My ass, it was like San Francisco, dude. There was the grade going up that damn hill. Are you kidding me? I literally was almost on all fours trying to get traction, because it was unbelievable, the grade, or how steep it was. It was
Absolutely. Hey, big shout out over here to everybody that's listening live. First Response, big shout out to you. It was great meeting you out at the show. Zach, he's exaggerating a little bit. Janie, I know that you're on live, and so you could tell me if I'm exaggerating or not. But Zach, it's like the hotel is like right next to the convention center. And so of course, what did I left the tablet, which had our kind of script for the award. So I was panicking, John. So I appreciate you kind of running out there to do that. That was big time. So I appreciate that.
no
John's like, you made me run, you bastard. That's all that matters.
Could have been my last run or my last act on this earth, but I risked it all for you.
For me,
for everybody, I haven't ran like that for the builders. Probably 20 years.
Yeah, no, Zach, it was crazy. There was this big hill that you have to run up. It's like a block away, but it's like a big city block, but it's up a hill. I thought John ran out, jumped in the truck, drove up there, drove back. No, he on foot, and he just like took off running. So
in Crocs too, huh?
In Crocs, yes. So that was huge, John. That was huge. So
well, that was the deciding factor. If I wasn't in my Crocs, I wouldn't have be light on my feet, and I'd be able to make it. So it worked out.
Oh man, Robert, big shout out. Good morning out there to you, buddy. Yeah, it was crazy, but you know what? We did that part, John. We kind of got it out of the way. I think they went well. A lot of connections with a lot of the builders. I think I'm going to go out this week and kind of hand deliver a couple of the awards, which I think will be kind of cool. That's of course if they have me, right? Because I could probably call and they'd probably be like, just mail it. You don't need to kind of come and hang out with us over here, right? So, but John, I love getting out to the show. Like you said, the attendance was crazy. I really enjoyed kind of getting together with everybody and being able to meet in person, and then meeting a lot of new people that took our classes and came by the booth. First Responses on here. We met Larry. We met a whole bunch of people out there. I think the classes went really well. And it even fired us up even more, because we see even more opportunities that are available. But we did miss you, Zach, because there was a lot of things that
I gotta
go ahead.
Tell anybody this.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say this so
Don't
Zach
tell
knows
anybody.
how much he was missed. There was a couple times, I think from the side or from down, or while I was sitting down or looking, I had a couple people brush by me, put their hand on my back and say, "Hey, Zach." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Really?
For
Zach? So, I mean, all that
Twins.
means is, huh? We must be some good-looking dudes, dude, because, for sure. So, yeah, they said, "Hey, Zach." I'm like, oh. And then
what was your response?
I said, "Hey, what's up?" What's up?
My question is I want to know how many times it was said that Zach would be just stressing out right now.
No, I
Oh,
mean, I had a lot
that
of
was a
people go, "Hey,
lot.
oh,
That was a
we wish
lot.
Zach was here." You know what I mean?
Zach would be
Well, at
freaking
least,
out right now.
at least you guys. I mean, I wish Zach was here, but having you guys here is acceptable, I guess. So I was like, oh
It's
man,
it's almost there. You guys are
almost,
almost there,
almost.
but
Yeah.
Zach is that missing
Yeah.
part.
Oh,
That
we
just,
really came to see Zach, and then people would walk away.
so that's when we decided, Zach, that you complete us.
Yeah.
You complete us. Because that's what we learned from the show, that we can be individuals, but you complete us. So
for sure.
we appreciate that. So yeah, and Janie did say it in the classroom when we were doing the classes. Janie did say, "Oh my God, if Zach would hear, he would freak out."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then you would be all natural like you normally are, and we go from there.
Well, yeah, and then from what I heard though, feedback, especially from Edgar, because he was like nudging me that I was talking too much during the classes. So I think he would have been safe because I would have taken up the whole friggin' course, just yapping.
Zach, we had a strategic branding class that we did,
Edgar was pissed.
and so I had, how many slides did I have, John?
You had like 52 slides, dude.
I had so it's a 45-minute class, and this is the first one, John was kind of finding his rhythm and he was doing his thing. The second one, it was longer, so it was easier, and then we kind of came back to the third branding class, and then John jumped in, and he goes on this big rant like he does, and he goes, well, I'm not going to continue kind of going on the rant, but one more thing. So and all of a sudden I look over at the watch, and like 20 minutes had gone by and he's still on his rant. I look at my watch, and he calls me out in front of everybody. Are you freaking kidding me? You looking at your watch?
Oh yeah, it was bad. And I'm trying to interact, and I'm answering questions and stuff like that. And then Edgar I'm like up on this like podium area, sitting down at a table, like doing the click, or I don't know what the hell I was doing back there. It's kind of weird. I should have been up front with you, come to think of it. But Edgar's down there, and he's kind of clicking away, talking about McDonald's and Starbucks and shit, right? And going off about the coffee. And I'm like, we literally have like 10 minutes left, and he's trying to fly through these slides as quick as
I've
possible.
gotten through like 4 slides,
Dude,
Zach.
and I
4
go,
slides in the
yeah.
45 minutes.
And I go, Edgar, hold on, Edgar. I go, there's some questions. He's like, no, I got to get through these slides. He's telling me under his breath.
And
Like,
I was
totally pissed at me. He's like, shut up, John. I don't even want to hear your voice.
What was Deborah in the back from the Deborah in the
God.
back was like going to John, like, cut it.
No.
You guys need to stop.
No.
Yeah, she was in the back kind of
Yeah.
giving us the signal that we were out of time and we hadn't even finished it.
Yeah.
So look at that. The best part was smashing through like 10 more slides right at the end. First response. Because Zach, oh my God, Zach, that's what we had to do, is at the end, like I needed to kind of so we powered through like 10 of those slides. Boom, 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 boom. So
I'm just doing the math. 52 slides, 45 minutes. That's like how many seconds a slide? You got some material to go through.
Yeah, well, I exaggerate. I think there was like 28 on that one, or
Okay.
20 something.
it's 25 slides on that one. But
yeah, 20.
But we put some bonus ones, so we didn't have to get through all the 25. It was just in case we had time, but John let me get through 4. So anyways, but
Yeah.
you know what? They were freaking awesome no matter what, just because of the thing. And so if you would have been there, it would have been even better, because we would have been able to even throw another spin into it. So
Next time, for sure.
next time. All right, guys, let's do this. Before we get started, I want to talk about a couple things. One is, if you have questions that you want us to answer on the Instagram Live or the podcast, go to poolnation.com. There's a big button up at the top that says submit question. Click on that. You can submit your questions and we will answer them on here live. And I'm getting a heads up over here that slides were top notch, by the way. I appreciate that.
They
Spent some
were.
good time. I spent some good time on those.
No,
bad
he
boys.
did, and I understand why Edgar was like a little frustrated, because when you looked at those slides, it was like Fortune 500 quality type slide. I mean, it was a great presentation. It looked good. The material was spot on. It was perfect, and Edgar put a lot of time and effort into it. And then just to see me piss it away after a year's worth of preparation, I kind of get it. I was like, shit, dude, I literally spent, how much money and time putting this shit together, and then here this joker's up here won't shut the hell up. Let me click through these goddamn things.
I
So
will
I get
give
it.
you
I get it.
I will give you some credit because they were throwing some questions out at you that were like solid questions that we could have just spent the whole time answering those questions because they were good, solid questions. So guys, if you have questions, go on there, submit those. We'll answer anything that you want, whether it's water chemistry, business, it's repairs, whatever. If we need to find somebody to answer, just submit the question. We'll take care of it for you. The next thing that we're doing is a financial business class, which is on April 9th. For those of you that are interested, you can go to poolnation.com. You can go to the financial business training right there and get the information. But that's the one where we talk about the different business types, the Pool Nation metrics, the common reasons why businesses fail, why
Smell
insurance
like
is so important. We talk about billing software. We cover different terms in accounting. And basically, you bring all your numbers, you're going to put them into this software that we've created. It's going to create a profit and loss. And by the time that you leave, you're going to know exactly what your cost of service is. You're going to know your repair profits, and you're going to be able to kind of read that profit and loss. So that's going to be April 9th. So go there, register, send us a message. The other thing that I want to do is congratulate the winners of the Pool Nation's Top 25 Pool Builders of 2022. Big congratulations to all of you. We really enjoyed having the event out there. And then the last thing is the peer-to-peer meeting. For those of you that want to join our peer-to-peer meeting, go to poolnation.com. You can see the information there. We meet once a month. We talk about all your different business topics that you bring to the table. So anyways, I'm getting over here, killing it this morning, guys. Loved listening. Oh,
So I gotta
this,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
I'm watching Facebook so I can keep up with the comment conversation, and it's got like subtitles going, right? And it censors the
Does it really?
explicitives. Yes, John's talking and it's like asterisk, 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 asterisk. It's awesome.
That is awesome.
Dude.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
shit.
We're gonna get banned from Facebook. We get kind of banned on there.
It wrote some other word on there. All right, cool.
So, anyways, guys, let's jump back to our podcast. So, the last time that we were live, we talked about Mark from San Diego and how he's trying to jump into the pool industry. And we didn't get to finish answering all the questions. So, we're going to jump in. So, I want to do a quick recap. And this is the message that he had sent. Hey, guys, I'm thinking of jumping into the pool business and I have a lot of questions. I currently have a job, but really looking to work for myself. A buddy of mine has a pool business and tells me that last year was really tough in the industry, but he loves it and says that he does really well. He turned me to your podcast, and I have been listening to all of them, and currently on number 30. That's where he was last time, where you talk about increasing rates and the impact of your profit. I really have been geeking out on your podcast because of the business talk. So these are the questions that we answered last week. So one of them was, how many pools am I really going to be able to do in a day? 2, what other areas of revenues does pool service provide? 3rd, how much money can I make just as a pool guy doing my own pools? And the 3rd one, which I thought was a great one, which was, what 3 main areas should I focus on when starting my pool business? So for those of you listening, if you want to get the answers to those, go back and listen to the last podcast. Today, we continue the conversation for the rest of Mark's questions. And so, Zach, I'll start with you. The first one, how much life-work balance does a pool service industry provide?
So it's a kind of an interesting question to think about. I mean, it depends. And I don't think that I've personally figured out a true work-life balance. And it's going to come down to your lifestyle and the requirements of your lifestyle, I think. And if you live a minimalist lifestyle, it could be the perfect opportunity to go do your
You
thing.
said lifestyle like 8 times in 3 sentences right there. That's
Because that's what it's really all about, John, is
Yeah.
your lifestyle.
it
And
is.
but if you for real, if you're like a minimalist, you got all the flexibility, you plan your schedule how you want. I've talked to guys that they surf or something, and it's like they schedule to where they don't work Thursday afternoon do whatever they want. But I feel in order to get that like true, I guess what we probably think of that real work-life balance to where, you know, your machine is running and you're really kind of backing out of it, you've got a lot of work to do and you got to put a team in place to take a lot of that workload. And I think even in that case, the workload doesn't become much lighter. I think it just becomes different. You have different responsibilities, different stressors, and things like that. But I really don't know.
What about you, John? What do you think?
Um, I'll give a short answer. I think it's a simple answer. It's one of the pool industry. You can have as much or as little as you want. Being your own boss, and you can take on as many clients. You can do as much work as you need to do, and you can, or do as much work as you don't need to do, or however you want to look at it. It's up to you. So, will say is it is easy to chase that paper, right? Or to chase that money or to chase that dream and to lose of why you're doing all of this. Everybody has their own intentions and their own goals and their own reasoning behind why they're doing what they're doing or why they're working so hard. You know, it's different. Some person might be single, right? Someone has a family. Someone doesn't have a family. Someone doesn't want to be around. Someone's married. Somebody doesn't want to be around their wife and wants to work all the time. I don't know. You know, whatever your intentions are, you can achieve it in the pool industry. You can work as little or as hard as you be successful at it. So, are you? Am I talking too much? No, you want me to keep going? Is that what that is? Okay, I'm learning hand signals now. So, okay, I'm getting it. Edgar's in the background and he's kind of running around going, okay, keep talking, John, keep talking. So for the first time, perfect. So I don't know if that answers the question, but I've thought about this myself, gone down the path of where I've been imbalanced with work, and not just in the pool industry, but in my prior life. And that's why I took a step back and I explored new options and kind of the whole reason why pool industry. And to be funny, even though I've learned lessons like we all do in life, nobody's perfect. And as we, with my company, and as we started building, just this last year, we've noticed that our life work balance has gotten back out of whack again. And here I go again, working 6-7 days a week. What I tried escaping from before, that I wanted to put a stop to, that wasn't good for my family. And as of late, and especially this last year, we pumped on the brakes. And like I said, with owning your own business in the pool industry and being that business owner, you can make that decision to pump the brakes and take a step back and rebalance your life. When you work for somebody else and you're working a W-2 job or working for a big corporation, you don't have that luxury, especially if you're in a paying position and you have a lot of responsibility, and people have grown accustomed to that type of work ethic beyond. And then now when you pump the brakes and you kind of go back, then people are looking at, oh, losing his focus, or John's not, giving 150% all the time, and where you don't have that luxury in that environment. But we're blessed as a small business owner, especially in the pool industry, where we can do that. So hopefully that answered it. Makes sense?
No, that was perfect. That was awesome.
You like that commentary in between the answer? You're gonna have a hard time editing that shit out.
Oh, that's a piece of cake. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I got you, brother.
You're used to it, right?
You do your thing. You do your thing. You do you. I do me.
Yeah, right. I just wonder, out of all the hours of talking, how much actually got put onto the pod, because I don't listen to the podcast when it gets posted, and the reason why I don't is because I think after the few that I listened to, I was just like, damn, dude, Edgar, you cut half the shit I set out. So I don't do that anymore, and I just kind of let you roll with it. I have full and complete trust in what you put out there, Edgar.
For the most part, I'd leave it all in.
I know it's
For the
mostly
most
the
part, and
cursing and cussing, and
especially,
yeah,
yeah, like sometimes we'll have a podcast where you'll drop one or two shits and that's it, but then we'll
yeah.
have another one where you drop the BS word probably 6 times. So by the 6th time, I'm like, okay, let's cut 3 of them out and only leave 3 of them in.
Perfect.
I'm like, at some point, we're going to get a letter from Apple kind of going, you guys have been banned from the, Apple podcast and Google. And so we get a letter from the what is it? The FCC kind of, so no, for this one to me, so when I came from the hotel industry and I came over to work doing pools, one of the main factors was that. So I shared the story. My wife was pregnant with Sienna, which is my second daughter, and I had 2 stints where I traveled 6 months at a time, and I would leave either every Sunday or every Monday at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd arrive at LAX at 9 o'clock at night. So by the time I got home, all the kids were asleep. So, finding something that was going to provide me some flexibility was super important to me, and that was one of the main factors. I wanted to be able to have something where I could either be done early enough and be able to pick up the kids and spend time with them and go to all their, school events and all that because they grow up fast. And so the beauty of the pool business is you really can build that business around your personal needs, and you can shape that to allow you to do that. And then as the kids got bigger and then I was home all the time, then I was able to kind of obviously start to pick up and do more pools and still be done and still be present. So I think it's a great business from that standpoint. And you can kind of tailor it to whatever those needs are. And the beauty of it, guys, is our lives change along the road, and so our needs are different. And the beauty of it is you can make your business adapt to that. So that's one of the parts that I love about it. Next question. One of my big one of my big concerns is leaving a paycheck for the unknown. And this is one of the things that I think about the most. So what would you say to that, Zach?
Well, I guess when we started, it was a little bit different because for Justin and I, we were already broke and didn't have anything going on. We didn't have too much responsibility in the form of family or home or things like that. Um, so no one was really counting on us to make it work. But I think if we were to go through it again in our current situations with families, um, there would be a lot more planning that went into it, right? Just really making sure that we had a very detailed plan. We'd want to pencil it out and then crunch the numbers against the plan. I'm really big on that. I'm more of an analytical type person. So I would want to crunch worst case scenario, best case scenario, and then see if where we fall in between and if that works. And if the plan didn't make sense, then you try to readjust it, tweak it, and go. But um, yeah, I think it's a big step. But if you have a plan, if you have goals, if you have a direction, and everything is signaling that it's going to work, then why not go for it?
And then what about you, John? Because obviously you came from a big, huge retailer. You were, managing a big company, and you're doing the same thing. You're kind of cutting off that paycheck, and now you're going to start into the pool business. So, should he be concerned about that?
Well, hell yeah. If you don't fear something, you don't respect it, right? Um, and it was a big jump. Man, I was the youngest general manager in the company. I was making about $200,000 a year. And this was 20 years ago, not 20 years ago, but 15 years ago, almost 20 years ago, right? So that was a lot of money, everything going for me. But money isn't everything, for us. That's what it's important. And I figured that out quickly. And I'm glad I did because it was the best decision I ever made in my life. And it is tough and it's scary as shit, man. It's scary, especially with kids in a family. When you're young and you don't have much, and you can take those chances with less consequences, then by all means go do it, right? Because you just get back up and go. But when you have the responsibility of other human beings that live and depend on you, to help guide them through this world, that's tough. And to take a ballsy move like that and to get out of your comfort zone, just takes a lot of balls. It really does. But it's a different breed. Entrepreneurs and small business owners, it's not for everybody. That's why so many small businesses fail, because the dream is big, but the reality is harsh. And if you don't stick and you're not built that way, chances are you're going to fail, just like 90% do within the first 5 years. But the reward is so worth it if you can stick through and make it through. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and say, hey, oh no, everything's going to be good, but I'll leave this. And this is, I love listening to people talk. There's this one little outtake. I don't know if you guys all know who Steve Harvey is. And he does these outtakes, or during commercial breaks, he sits and he has like conversations with the audience. And he did this one years ago, and it's called Parachute or Jump. I would highly recommend you Google that right now, Steve Harvey, Parachute or Jump, and go watch that video if you're looking to take that step or to jump into entrepreneurship or start your business. To me, those words that he talked about was life-changing. I still listen to it every so often just because it gets me so pumped up. And when I talk to other new business owners or people that are getting into the industry or questioning whether they should make a move or do something risky, I always send them to that link and I say, just listen to this. This is, to me, hits home for me. Hopefully it'll hit home for you, but it'll kind of give you an idea of what's in store for you and what you're capable of doing. So Steve Harvey, Parachute or Jump, I can't remember which one it is, but I think it comes up that way. But if you type in Parachute Steve Harvey, for sure that link will come up on YouTube. Watch it and listen to it, and hopefully that'll help you answer your question.
To me, one of the things with this industry also is, yes, like John is saying, there's always a fear, right? And you should always be fearful of whether you're going to make it or not. One of the beauties of our industry is, if you're planning on starting a business and you're planning on buying a route, for the most part, you're going to have some guaranteed income because we provide a service and we're paid within those 30 days. So as long as you stay on top of your billing, as long as you send those invoices out at the beginning of the month rather than at the end of the month, you're going to be able to create that cash flow. And that if you're servicing 50 pools, 75 pools, whatever it is, for the most part, you can count that you're going to have a good chunk of that money coming in. And that will kind of get rid of a little bit of that fear. And it's another one of those reasons when I was looking at the business, I looked at the pool industry and I liked it, is because it's not something that you bill and it's 90 days later that you're getting that income. It's like every month, that you'll have that amount coming in. Now, like John said, obviously it's a business. You need to be all in, because if you're not all in and you start losing customers left and right and you don't, do the things that you're supposed to, then you're going to put yourself in a bad shape, in a bad spot. So guys, let's do this. Let's take a quick word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue.
The SPPA is dedicated to the niche general liability insurance needs of pool and spa professionals. As industry leaders, we'll fight for you, protect you, and be there for you. We provide extraordinary service before and after the membership and insurance is in effect. Insured members of the program get the best customer support and have peace of mind that their alliance is their voice and always fighting for their program and insurance needs. We proudly insure thousands of pool and spa professionals across the United States. With over 30 years encompassing the pool and spa industry, we know the needs of pool and spa professionals. Through the SPPA program, there are 3 tailored and customized general liability insurance options to pick from. For more information on our programs and insurance options, visit our site at www.thesppa.com. The sound of you continually pitching pool care poles into the trash. The sound of you using an Ultimate Pool Tools carbon fiber pool care pole for years to come. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking to John. We're talking to Zach. We are talking about the Western Pool and Spa Show. We are also talking about Mark's questions getting into the industry. So let's continue our conversation. And my next question is, when I talk about getting into the business, what can differentiate my service or my company from the competition?
I
I
think,
was using my words.
huh?
I like that. They're listening.
For this one, I think I'll use another one of John's sayings, the low hanging fruit. I think that's what everyone needs to strive to master these things first. The dressing and acting as a professional, answering the phone, show up when you say you will, do what you say, and delivering on your promises. I think we've talked about it time and time again, but that's the stuff we overlook and we're trying to chase the bigger things. I say start there, and once you master those, I think immediately you'll differentiate yourself from the competition. And once you master those, then you start looking for more creative ways to do it. And I talked about this the last time we did the first half of this, the questions about how I'm starting to think like I'm watching a lot more professionals really master these things. And it's making me start to wonder what's the next step? Because that was these were the things that for us in the beginning that we did well and that did separate us. And now, as the more people that do these things, the less different we seem from those people. So, what's the next thing? And that's kind of where I'm at in our journey.
What about you, John?
I think Zach absolutely nailed it, and that would be my answer to the question. We're in this industry. We're one of the few industries where us as smaller operators, one single person running the business, far exceeds or outweighs the corporate, business or the big companies. It's where retail, for instance. It's hard to open up a retail store. The majority of big retail stores are big retail corporate, and they're used to like professionalism and structure and how they attend to things and how they deal with issues and problems, how they answer the phone. They have structure where people are used to that, right? There's not many small hardware mom and pop shops, right? Those types of things. There are some restaurants, but there's a lot more bigger chains and things that hopefully I'm making sense there. And the reason why I'm saying that is in the pool industry, to differentiate yourself from the competition is play the game like the big boys play, right? And the low hanging fruit, the simple shit like answer your damn phone, have a website, look professional, live up to what you say you're going to do, under promise and over deliver. those types of things, keep appointments. Uh, those types of things, if you do that, you will definitely differentiate yourself from the competition, because the majority, not because they're bad business owners, okay. And I want to really nail down on that, or really, really talk about that. In no way am I saying that those a hard time doing that, but the truth is, most of them are just overwhelmed, and they just can't keep up with it, and they don't know, and they've never done it before, and they've never ran a business like the people calling this person's business. They don't understand 9 out of 10 times that it's just one guy or one girl that's doing all this work. They think you are a big business, so they have an expectation that these small, low hanging are easy to be picked, and that should be the fun. Any business that's still in business in the industry, if that makes any sense. So simple shit, and I guarantee you, you will stand out from the crowd. And once you've got that under control, and that foundation, then start looking to for other more unique ways to set yourself aside from others.
Right. I really have nothing to add because you guys nailed all the points on this one. Next question. I do have the opportunity to jump in with a partner. Do you think I need a partner who I can rely on to help blaze a path in building the business?
Well, I mean, there's pros and cons to having a partner. And I personally have a partner and have since the beginning. We're 50-50. And I think it helped in the beginning for sure, because you have a support system. It gets scary to do this. You having someone there to kind of go through the experiences with you, and you can lean on them, they can lean on you. It really helps. And then I had a reason, like I said, we didn't have much to be accountable to back then, but I had my partner to be accountable to. Like I had at least had Justin that I had to make this work before we had families and all this. So I think that for me, having a partner helped a lot. And the other thing about it is that we are not um like-minded, I guess. We're very like-minded outside of work, but when it comes to like working personality, we're very different. And I think that's part of why we work so well, is because if I had another me, we would probably have a bunch of problems around here. If we had another him, we'd have a bunch of problems. So it's kind of having that balance, I guess. Um, and then now that we've built up, like I have a lot more accountability to everyone that works here. So that little bit of accountability that I had with a partner in the beginning, that's just tenfold now. But if you have a partner, just make sure you have a clear understanding of what everyone's roles and responsibilities are. Again, planning, just lay it all out. Make sure everyone knows what the expectations are, and I think it'll work, or could work.
What about you, John? What are your thoughts?
Torn on this one.
I think John's going to go left field on this one.
Look, it's tough, and you know, I think personally that what Zach has going on works really well, and Zach got lucky. Um, just the bottom line. And think about this: how many employees do you hire, and how many truly work out, or how many employees that you go through, that you hire, end up being an amazing employee, or the best of the best, or like, oh my God, I struck gold with this one. Think about that. Now think about teaming up with a partner, right? And taking those same odds, getting a partner, and imagine thinking everything's going great, and how badly a bad partner can F up your business, right? If you choose the wrong one, or you have the wrong one. So it's tough. It really is. And I only personally would see that you need to have that financial backing in order to make it work. Would be the only option, or only way I would personally relinquish some ownership of my company if I needed that. But if I was in that position, I would personally have to regroup and figure out why am I in that situation and what else do I need to fix? And throwing money at something isn't going to fix it. But it's, I look at it like, if I'm going to split my business 50-50, well, I'm going to also split my profits 50-50. Well, why not just hire somebody and take the profits that I'm making right now and hire somebody and give them that much money to help them run my business, but be an employee of mine, right? But pay them well. And at the end of the day, it's my decision whether or not I want them on board, or if shit goes awry, I can get rid of them and find somebody else to bring them on board. That's my mentality. I would rather take that approach before bringing somebody in. Now, on the other hand, if you're just starting the business, right, and you're at the inception, and that's how it started with Zach, correct? You guys first started this together and you grew into this. That's also a different story too. So, but if you're currently in business and you're looking to bring on a partner, I'd be very wary. And
I want to circle back because I totally agree. And I would 100%. It was mostly luck, because that's number one piece of advice is watch for partners in that. And then the other thing is we've been best friends since childhood. So I had a long time to really vet who my partner was going to be. And I do talk to a lot of guys that are like, hey, I'm thinking about bringing someone on board and I'm thinking about giving them 20% of the business or 30% of the business. And people too easily throw out that equity to try to incentivize people. And 100%, John, like 100%, if you do that, you are potentially making so much of a headache for yourself down the road. Because once that marriage is intact, there's a lot that comes with it. And so I think there's probably more creative ways. And then definitely each partner needs to bring value. So I knew nothing about pools. I jumped in, got a job, started learning, but Justin had already been in the industry doing repairs and mastering all that. And, everyone kind of knows the story now. We started with repairs, and that's why. So, and so whether it's an equity person or a financial person that's putting in money or whatever, but I agree, be very wary. We were lucky.
Yeah, and I think, John, I'm going to tag into something that you always talk about, but if you're going to start now and you're going to buy a route or whatever it is, I think one of the things that you need to look at, if you are going to go down the path of I am going to get a business partner, is really look at that strength based, right? So look for somebody that's going to complement your weaknesses, because you're trying to build that business. And so let's say that John and I decide to go in business. We're both really good at talking to the customers. We both hate doing billing. We're both good at doing repairs, right? Neither one of us want to, do startups or whatever it is. We're not complementing each other. So you're not going to be able to grab that business and launch it to the next level. So I think, like John was saying, if it's a money situation that you are going to buy a route together so that you guys could do it together, you really need to do your homework a lot deeper, but also figure out, if I'm going to find a partner, I'm going to go with that strength-based mentality that John always talks about, and make sure that that partner is going to be exactly kind of like Zach, right? Like Justin already had all the experience in the repairs and all that, and he could focus on something else. And that's kind of what seems to work really well for you guys, is that you're both running a different part of your business, and you're not arguing over the same things that you're both good at. And now you kind of have a personality problem where, he thinks you should do it this way and you think you should do it this way. And that kind of starts to bring in that friction. So, all right, next question. And this is an interesting one. I got somebody over here. Robert, you need the entrepreneur, John, entrepreneur. You need the entrepreneur and the technician. So yes, agreed. Did you like that, John? Do you like my entrepreneur? And you like my entrepreneur?
Entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. So here's an interesting question. And God, I read this a couple weeks ago and I didn't even kind of get an answer to it. So this one's going to put me on the spot. I was reading an online article called 100 Great Questions Every Entrepreneur Should Ask. And one of them was, what trophy do we want on our mantle? And it made me think of you guys. So I'm throwing this in here. What trophy do you want on your mantle?
So, big question. And I've never personally thought of it in terms of what trophy do I want on my mantle. And it's super interesting. But I put a little thought into this, and I don't know if this will really answer it, but I want to build a company that people can grow with and have career opportunities. And as the company grows, more opportunities should hopefully come available. And hopefully people stick with us and take advantage of those potential opportunities. And additionally, I always want, if someone does end up leaving us to pursue another job or career or opportunity for them outside of the pool boys, I want them to immediately succeed or be at a higher level than their peers because of the skills that they were able to develop while they were here with us. I want them to come in one way and leave just, better from their time here. And I want people to be proud to put the pool boys down as somewhere they have worked before. And then, big picture, I want this company to grow beyond Justin and myself. And we're already making huge steps in that direction. It's really cool to watch it. But this, what I just said, is literally what motivates me to get up and go to work every single day.
What about you, John?
Um,
Ooh, John's on the spot. I can tell he got
I
put on the spot. His
this is the
mind is
first time reading
spinning.
this or listening to the question, and I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know. I don't do what I do for anybody else other than my family, right? Everything I do is and to help them out, and for my friends and the people that I've met along along the journey. I'm not one for accolades. I'm not one for, hey, I want to be the best at that, or I want to be remembered for that. So I really don't know. You know, I don't think I've gotten to that part in my journey yet where I don't know. Maybe that's the first question that's ever been asked of me that I don't have an answer to.
It's a
But
big
it's
question.
it's one hell of a question, right? And it's deep. What do you want to be, remembered for, right? Um, your biggest accomplishment. I don't know. I don't know. How about you, Edgar?
Got you stumped, right? It's a good one. It's really a good question.
It
And
was.
I had read it and I said, oh, I better, think about that. And with everything in the show and everything, I completely forgot it until I read it now. So I'm scrambling over here as you guys are talking, and I'm thinking, what do I want that trophy to be like? And I think for me, as I progress through life, that trophy that I want on there has changed over time. So, obviously when you're younger, you want to be successful, you want to, have all these things. To me, then I had kids, then, to me, my trophy want for me is, the day I die, I want my kids to be able to go, Dad spent as much time with us as he could. He gave us as much attention as he could, right? Because the day you're gone, you're gone. That's it. You can have a lot of things. You can have a lot of wealth. You don't take any of that with you. So it's what you leave behind. I think for me, if you ask me now in my journey, would be obviously family number one. I want my kids to be able to say, hey, my dad was present. He was there. He gave us all the time that he could. And then number two, I think now as our journey has been created with Pool Nation and the drive to help people and stuff like that is, being able to make a difference in people's lives, being able to, for us, help the pool pros and allow them to be successful. And, I think the day that I'm gone, I want my kids to be, proud that I was there. And then I just want other people in this world to go, man, because of these guys, I was able to succeed and I was able to, be great at what I did. So I think for me, it's kind of changed. And I think as you get older, things kind of start to shift.
Amen.
To me, at this stage of my life, friendships become more important, than anything else. So I guess that's it. I guess that's all I have.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man.
It's
You know,
tough.
how do you, it's like summing up your whole life
Yeah.
in one act or I don't know. It's a tough one. But you nailed it. I mean, I don't know. It's
And
tough.
and there's nothing wrong, people, for you guys that are thinking right now, what's my trophy is it's okay for it to change as you kind of progress through life.
As
And
you
I think
mature and get
I,
older. Yeah.
I did have a mentor one that said, at anything that you do in life, you just make sure that you leave it better than it was before you left. And that's your recipe for success, right? Like there's going to be some things in life that you're going to be part of, but you can't be there forever, but just make sure that, whatever it was, you left it better than it was before. So anyways, that one kind of stumped us a little bit, right? Kind of, we're all kind of like, but.
You know why? And I'll tell you why, and this is the truth, is all
Sure.
three of us have a hard time really talking about ourselves, like as far as, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
It's
You
a tough
get
one.
what I'm saying, right?
Yep,
You
I
understand
got you.
what I'm
I
saying?
got you 100%. We're like this.
Yeah.
Wait, where's the
So
camera?
it's like,
We're like this.
yeah.
So
Okay.
all right, guys, let's do this. Let's take our final word from our sponsors. When we come back, John, Zach, I'm excited that you're both back, and I'll be able to get your final thoughts.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision-crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram at Ultimate Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see on the video, I'm a terrible TikToker because I can't do the mouth to the words type thing, but Blu-ray all day. So welcome back, everybody. We're talking to Zach. We're talking to John. We talked about the Western Pool and Spa Show, and now we are finishing Mark's questions with regard to starting in the pool industry. So let's see here. Let's do some final thoughts. Zach, I'll start with you.
Well, to be emotionally drained from before we started this podcast and going through it. My face hurts. From smiling and laughing, I have no more happiness. I'm just going to be angry the rest of the day. My happiness tank is just completely depleted right now. So yeah, Thanks, John.
I
for
John,
that.
John, go ahead and play. John, go ahead and play the little audio thing so
Right,
that
hold on,
people,
hold on.
you know.
I'm gonna get it going. Hold on.
John, I'm going to
Shit,
put that as
I
my
lost it.
ringtone for Zach. Everybody listen to Zach.
I have no idea where that came from, but it's on the internet now. That's the beautiful thing about 2022 is you can't do anything without the world knowing about it. But regarding this episode, great questions. It made me think a lot, and I love this because whenever we get asked a question, I have to work through it and really put a lot of thought into it. And a lot of times it helps me gain more clarity on what we're doing here, what we're trying to do. So please keep the questions coming. You can go on poolnation.com and submit them, and we'll keep answering them. And I do have a kind of wrap it up. I have a random question. Do you guys have fires going on up there, Edgar? Like wildfires in Fort Worth or something? Because we got a lot of smoke in the area, and I heard it's coming from up there.
Not that I know of, but I'll be honest to you. You guys know I've been going through some stuff here at home and taking care of and stuff like that. And so I haven't been able to get a lot of sleep and watch TV and stuff like that. So I didn't even watch the news today or, even jump on my phone to read the news. So we could. And
It's really wild. I mean, I don't know if in your area, John, if when the wildfires are happening, if you guys get smoke coming through, but from growing up in Idaho, we would get that,
Constantly.
smoke coming through and walking out today. You can smell kind of that wood smoke.
A lot of fires because they're in the mountains, right? And with mountains where there aren't. But you guys don't even have any mountains over there. Where are the fires
No.
coming from?
That's, yeah.
I wouldn't
know.
Yeah,
it
that's
could
kinda
be a
weird.
lot of dry. We have a lot of land, so it's just kind of all dry. I was just looking it up as you're talking about it. It says Central Texas, so I'm not sure. Got to take a look at that and see. So,
Anyways.
yep. Anyways, John, final thoughts.
I'm I don't know. I'm glad to be back. This is fun. I'm glad to have Zach back and us getting back into the groove. I can truly say, I don't know what it is, but I think it was during the second commercial break that I walked out and then I thought, you know what? I go, wow, this is actually getting pretty good. Where I think, the conversations we're having, when we first started the podcast, we were like, okay, we're going to talk about topics. We're going to do this. We're going to kind of see how it evolves and where it goes. And we've seen podcasts come and go over the years, not just in the pool industry, but any podcast, because eventually topics run out and you kind of start talking about the same shit over and over again. And I, one thing with us, we really never have had that issue. And it seems like every podcast and every topic, especially now that we're getting a lot of interaction from the guys and girls that are out there asking these questions, just great questions and stuff that really matters. It hypes me up, and I'm like, wow, okay, we're getting somewhere. And I think we hit like a milestone, and I can see that our podcasts are just getting, I don't know, more comfortable and getting better, and the topics are really juicy, and some of them are controversial, and I love hearing that on a lot of the things that we don't agree on everything, which I think is very healthy, because no two people are the same, and everybody's situation is a little bit different, and to hear different sides, and I don't know, I just think it's really great. It's because it's one thing you always go, yeah, I agree with Zach, yeah, I agree with Edgar, yeah, I agree with John, yeah, I agree with this, and then to have, no, well, actually, I don't agree with that, or or I see it a different way. I think, and to feel comfortable doing that, just speaks volumes to our friendship, and the honesty behind what we're really talking about here. And Mark, for that question with that thing, I'm going to leave this podcast where it impacted me, because now I'm going to do a little digger deep in thoughts into, like, dude, what are you doing all this really for? It's easy to say because I mean, that's only my whole existence. That's how I was raised. Everything I do, bad or anything, at the end of the day, the first thought behind every decision I make is, how's this going to impact my family, which means the most to me. And then from there, it's like I said, the friendships and the people that I've met throughout my journey. And I'm going to be pondering that, and hopefully one podcast or 10 podcasts or 100, 200 podcasts later, I might have the answer to that. But that's it. I got a lot of shit to do today.
Got a lot of repairs.
A lot of
Got a
repairs
full
to do
day?
today. I got to get going. I have like 4 new quotes that I got to go do, and we got, feels like every light in every pool has gone out. So, or I've just been putting them off. I don't know, but I probably have like 15 lights I need to do. I'm gonna go try to attack
Damn.
like 6 or 7 of them today. So it's just like, what? Another light? Holy shit, man! And we don't change light bulbs, right? We pull new fixtures.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get wet today. That's for sure. So
Janie, I know that you're listening, so please send us a couple of pictures, please, because
Oh, no.
I have
Please
one.
don't.
Zach, I was going through my phone because I was cleaning out, and I had one where John is in the middle of this pool, and it's it's really long. So he's actually in the pool with his pole and his vacuuming the pool.
oh yeah.
Have you seen that one, Zach?
Yeah.
No, I gotta
yeah.
send it to you. I'll
I'm
send
That's
it to you.
dedication.
Vacuuming, bro.
Yeah,
That's dedication.
he's literally in the middle of the pool, right? It's probably what, like all 5 feet deep, John? It's probably not that deep,
Yeah.
the pool.
Yeah. 5 feet deep all the way across, like 40 feet across, infinity edge, right?
Infinity edge, yeah.
And it's far, you just can't get there. And it was 120 degrees out, and the only way you can get to it is that way. And I had to get in the pool to do it for the client,
We need to talk to Ken and get you a longer pole.
right?
I don't think John wants a longer pole. I think he wanted to get more in the
No.
pool then.
It wasn't okay. Look, so I don't want people to think that I'm jumping in customers' pools because I'm vacuuming, right? So look, what ended up happening is they did a big remodel at that house, and while they were doing remodel, they did the decking, and the nutsacks that were doing that remodel, they ended up getting a bunch of mortar and grout and shit that stuck to the Pebble Tech inside the pool. So it was literally like cemented onto the Pebble Tech, and a lot of the pieces I could break up and I can vacuum up and get through, but some of them you just couldn't get to. So I had to go in there with a flathead and get underneath and just break it away, like chisel it off and get it off the Pebble Tech. And that's why I was in the pool. And then all the little pieces I was vacuuming out. So
See,
That's what I
Zach,
was
how
doing.
a picture has 1,000 stories.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the true reality of it, we just kind of thought that he was having fun because it was 120 degrees out, and it was actually a
Yeah.
lot deeper than
Yeah.
the picture shows.
There's a
it
reason
was.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
there was a reason for it.
There
Yeah.
was a reason. Look, guys, I really enjoy having us together on the podcast. Every time one of you guys is not on the podcast, it kind of has a different feel to it, and it gets me in a good mood. Like once we kind of jump on, we start bantering, we kind of have a good time, and then I'm ready to kind of go and slay the day. So I appreciate your guys' friendship. John, it was super fun hanging out with you. I think I enjoyed that. One of the most big things out of the show is just being able to hang out with you and Janie. Big shout out to Janie. So Zach, we missed you a lot. So hopefully for the next one, and we're already starting, our next one will be the international show in Vegas.
We've already
So-
agreed that we're going to kidnap you.
Oh
if you
yeah.
can't make it. We're just going to go. You're going to see a white van pull up. to the
Yep.
Pool Boys, and we're going to put a potato sack over your head, and we're going to throw you back of the van and take you off to the airport. There's
Yeah.
not an option next time. So
And normally the van pulls up and talks to the kids and says, here, you want some candy, or here's a little dog. All we got to do,
Wow.
John, is show up on the
now we're
van
going
and
off
go,
the deep end here,
hey, let's talk pools, and Zach will be in the van.
right?
You'll go to Zach. Want candy? No. Want to see the dog? No. Hey, let's talk pools. Okay, where do I get in? So anyways, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. We will catch you guys next Wednesday on the Instagram Live. Everybody out there, have a great day. We'll talk later. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See you guys.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or PoolNationPodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at Pool.Nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to PoolInvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.